Good evening, I'm Duke Root, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Nebraska men's basketball head coach Fred Hoiberg announced today that big man Oogie will be shut down for the rest of the year. The Central Michigan transfer appeared in one game for the Huskers and has been dealing with a lingering back injury the entire year. On-deck ticket packages are now available for the 2026 Nebraska softball season. Fans can choose any 4 games this season plus 1 game from the Iowa series from April 24th to the 26th. The package costs $38 for general admission seats, and the deal is live from February 5th through March 28th. Today was the trade deadline in the NBA, and there were tons of moves going around the league, including James Harden traded to the Cavaliers, Darius Garland traded to the Clippers, Ivica Zubac to the Pacers, Anthony Davis to the Wizards, and Jaren Jackson Jr. traded to the Jazz. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit stonebridgeiwm.com. Coming up next is Hour 1 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Sanford climbs up underneath Wagler. Here comes a screen for Wagler. They switch it again. Jacobson's got him. Shot blocked! Loose on the floor. Coming up with it is Sanford. Sanford looks for the trailer. It's Frager. Frager, a dribble. The shot by Hoiberg. Got it. Holy smokes! Holy cow! Tied the game at 31. Ivasic down the floor. Stojakovic for Illinois. Picked up by Hoiberg. Puts his head down. Stripped away by Jacobson. Jacobson's been a demon defensively. Jacobson down the left side. All the way in. Lays it up and good! How about Big Jake? How about Big Jake? That's Jacobson. Way to go, Kale, my boy.
3-ball for Nisley. You betcha! Huskers take the lead. A Central Valley 8-3 from Logan Nisley. Deep on the right wing. You betcha. Timeout, Ohio State.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome in. Full 2 hours headed your way here on Sports Nightly, our final show of the week, because we've got Husker softball kicking off the season coming up tomorrow night. Actually, doubleheader tomorrow. They've got 2 games, but we will have the big one against Texas, the number 1 team in the country, coming up tomorrow night at 6 o'clock right here, covering Sports Nightly. So we're excited about that, but we've got full 2 hours, lots to get to, because we haven't had a chance to chat. We gave Kyle the boot on Tuesday, but no, I appreciate you letting me take over the reins.
It's an awesome show.
Fun show on celebrating National Girls and Women in Sports Day. And then obviously we had women's basketball last night, but what a performance. You know, they fought, went down to the wire, ended up being 88-76 in Ann Arbor, number 8 Michigan. But the ladies put up a fight. We're going to hear from Amy Williams here coming up in hour number 2, but I thought there were some stretches that they played some really good ball.
Yeah, they really did. It was that fourth quarter struggled to score, and that's where it's really gotten away from them in the last couple games. You know, they came back late against Ohio State on the road and then sort of had a poor finish in the fourth quarter. You know, I think the last 2 opponents have been 52% or better by the end of the game from the field. So you can't exchange scores when you're on the road, playing some really good teams in Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan's a top 10 team, really good program. So they just were exchanging buckets too much, didn't get enough stops down the stretch. We talked about this last night, but Amaya Hargroves had a really good stretch of a couple of games, had 16 last night. Britt Prince continues to do what she does, and for Nebraska, it's been a tough stretch. We mentioned going into this that you're away from Pinnacle for a bit, but they'll get back home. But the slate doesn't get much easier with Maryland now coming to town.
Yeah, it's a tough opponent coming in here on Saturday, but we'll talk more about that coming up here in hour number 2 with the head coach, Amy Williams, as she will stop by for her regularly scheduled visits here on Sports Nightly. 402-413-2400 is that number if you want to be a part of the show here tonight. All right. Well, we've got some football news that has unfolded here over the last few days that we have not been able to chat about. I guess let's start with the special teams because, man, that's been wild. Mike Eckler has been a big storyline. and he ends up going to USC. We have think that it's going to be Josh Martin and Brett Maher, and then ends up now Josh Martin has taken the head coaching job at Liberty Christian High School in Texas, and he put out a really nice statement, though, thanking Nebraska and how much he learned, and wants to be closer to his kids down there in Texas, but really classy move by him. I really enjoyed kind of getting to interact with him. He did a great job, but I know that was a good move for him, but tough loss, as he was going to be a guy that I know they look to carry on that with the special teams.
Yeah, and it's a good move for him and his career and for his family, of course. And we know high school football in Texas is the real deal, and it's really important. So that's a really good opportunity for Josh, and happy for him. But now you turn the page. We've turned the page for a little bit now, understanding that Coach Eckler, there was a good chance for a long time there was smoke, and then there was eventually fire with the reality of Mike Eckler not being here. So now that we know that Coach Eckler is not going to be here, you take the next step of, okay, and Coach Rule said on this program when he came in studio a while back now, it feels like it was a long time ago, and so much has happened since, that they were going to stay in-house. It was going to be an internal hire when it came to the special teams. They have the blueprint, and now enter in Brett Maher and Nick Humphrey. Nick, of course, coached with Mike Eckler at Tennessee and has some experience in special teams. Brett Maher, of course, punter, kicker, did a lot of great things here at Nebraska, understands how to be an effective kicker and punters, specifically here in Nebraska with the swirling winds of Memorial Stadium. Now he has to branch out into a much bigger role, and that's to command an entire special teams unit, and we'll see how he does. But this is a guy who knows special teams in and out, has been around a successful program in special teams-wise with what Eckler did, so you have guys that know what it looks like.
Yeah, and I mean, look, it's been the same conversation we've had over the last couple of months, or last month, I guess, that what Coach Eckler put in place, and Coach Rule said, hey, I learned a lot about what it needs to look like, and some of the things that he implemented we want to carry on. And I've said this several times too, just from my observations on the sidelines, those guys that we just talked about, including Josh Martin, were a big part of coaching those guys up on the sideline. So now you've got two of those guys that will take on, but they were very, very, very involved in executing what those guys did on the sideline. And so the messaging will be the same. It's not like you're completely overhauling this thing once again. And then, you got to put some on the players too. And you've got a lot of players that played a lot on special teams that hopefully they'll take a lot of that on their shoulders to want to maintain what was set, and then some. Because let's face it, as Coach Rule said, there was still some. What did he say? Meat on the bone. Mm-hmm. Is that in?
Yeah,
that
late in the year. Yeah, I think that's the exact
with
phrase.
you in that conversation. So there's still some left to be, achieved with the special teams unit.
Yeah, not just the coaches, but the players. They all understand the standard. There's a lot of guys that are going to come back that were a part of this special teams unit that were successful, and the big reason why the kicker, Kyle Crooks had a successful year, Archie Wilson for the most part had a successful year, is because of Brett Maher. Now, how does he flip into being the guy that has to command the room, right? Has to be a little bit more of a motivator. How does he deal with watching Coach Eckler in those special teams blocks at practice? It's a guy who's done it, who understands it, understands the certain amount of energy that you need to motivate guys on special teams. For the most part, I'll tell you this, guys, if you had a chance to pick your role, be a starter on offense or a starter on defense or be a special teams rotational guy, you want to be an offensive defensive guy. So there is a little bit of motivation that takes place for guys that get put on special teams. They're younger guys. They're guys that want to eventually build into something, to being every game starters on offense or defense. So there's a little bit of a motivation that takes place when you are the special teams coordinator. And is that in Brett Maher's DNA? Is that in Nick Humphrey's DNA? It's going to be a big part of the task that's ahead of them.
Look, again, if it was, we know how important that was because you weren't here, but it was a big emphasis going into last season because there were some games that it came down to that Nebraska needed to be better at, especially in the Big Ten, some of these games. And so Coach Rule understands how the magnitude of playing good special teams and the impact that it can have on games. And so if he didn't believe that those two guys, if those are indeed, nothing official has been announced yet, but those are the reports. And as he said with you here on this program, that he had mentioned a couple of those guys by name, but if he didn't believe that those guys could carry on with what was already put in place here last season, I don't think, he would look elsewhere and try to find somebody else to come in and take things over.
Yeah, there's confidence from Coach Rule, and you think of it from his short tenure of now 3+ years here at Nebraska. He has a pretty good idea of what it looks like and what it shouldn't look like, right, in 3 years. So Coach Rule, he'll know if it's not trending in the right direction and he has to make some adjustments. And who knows, being the head coach now, and Coach Rule, he admitted this when he was the de facto defensive line coach, Coach Matt with the backwards hat, right? He regretted the fact that he wasn't a little bit more hands-on, that he wants to be more hands-on with the guys. Perhaps maybe that you see him in special teams be a little bit more hands-on as well and help Brett and Nick in their roles.
Okay, the other news developing over the last couple of days. So it used to be that first Wednesday, first Wednesday in February used to be crazy. It was the signing day, but then they have the early period now in December. So it's typically the big day. It's when we do our big signing day show. But there are still some guys that end up signing on that February, on yesterday ended up being. And Huskers got a big one, literally and figuratively. 4-star defensive lineman out of Louisiana, Dylan Berryman, and adding to that defensive line depth, but got a future star, hopefully. But, when you talk about that defensive line room and needing the numbers, and we'll see what he can do as a freshman. He's not going to be able to be here till the summer, so he'll graduate and then come in. But part of that 2026 class, and I know they were really, really excited about him. There's a 4-star guy coming in, but big get for the Huskers.
Yeah, he was the top unsigned recruit remaining when he eventually signed with Nebraska. There was a late charge from Kentucky, and we know what Kentucky had done in the Kenny Minchie sweepstakes and all that. There was reports that he was going to take a visit down to Florida in the SEC, and perhaps maybe they were going to swoop in and take him. So he was a prized recruit here at this late stage in the game, and it was a big deal that he stayed here with Nebraska, and we'll see what his role is. It's hard as a freshman to crack that defensive line rotation. He's pretty big, 6'3", 330 pounds, just looking at it, probably a little shorter than 6'3", but he packs a punch. Does he play a role this year? Who knows? But that's a huge jolt to this 2026 class.
Yeah, again, and with that redshirt rule, we'll see. But certainly with the talent, when you're that talented, a lot of times you can, as a true freshman, provide something. But I'm really excited about that room. I know that going into the portal season, that was a room that we had really talked a lot about needing to get some help. But I think there's some guys, we just talked to Susan Elza last week, or, well, I guess going into the National Girls, Women in Sports Day conversation, and she brought up Malcolm Simpson, who's coming off the injury, Tyson Terry. I think they've just got some young guys that I'm really excited to see the step that they can take. And she talked about watching Corey Brown and how he coaches, and I think that's exactly what that room needs, and how he's going to go about molding and shaping and developing that young room. And so we keep talking about, I feel like every time we talk about something that comes up with football news, how big that storyline going into spring is, but I'm fascinated to see how that defensive line room looks.
Yeah, this is probably of any position group the most important for the defensive line when it comes to spring ball, developing an identity with a new coach. So you think of what you got in the portal, Jashir Whittington from Pittsburgh, Owen Stoudemire from Boston College is one of those late transfer portal ads. You get Dylan Berryman from signing into the 2026 class.
Which won't be here. He won't be here in the spring.
Won't be here until the summer. So, and then how these other guys develop, right? You lose Keona Davis, but how does a Cade Petschok develop? You mentioned the Tyson Terrys and the Malcolm Simpsons of the world who were injured last year, didn't get a chance to play. There's a lot of different guys. How does Cam Lenhart take the next step? And, with
Mac Markway.
And those guys are going to be listed. I think they're listed now on the roster as an edge. It's either defensive tackle or edge now on the roster because of the 4 down that Orange plays. So it's a whole different too. It's a different defensive identity system. All these different things factor into how these guys develop.
All right, we got a lot to get to here coming up over the next couple of hours. Going to talk some men's gymnastics. Kyle tackled some men's gymnastics. We're going to have that coming up here in hour number 2. Mentioned Amy Williams going to be here up next. We've got a pretty good tennis team here in Lincoln as well. Nebraska men's tennis off to an undefeated start, and a big-time match coming up on Saturday here in Lincoln. So we're going to preview that with the head coach, Peter Kobelt, coming up next. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Husker fans, if you're looking for a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding and provides flexibility, your local insurance agency is hiring. No matter your skills or interests, there are opportunities for you in the insurance industry. Explore the many ways you can use your skills to protect your community by checking out the IIAN job board. Find your calling and be a part of an industry that makes a difference. Go to iian.org/careers today.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Life is busy. Wouldn't it be great if someone could help you manage your insurance?
Well, I do have a lot to keep on top of. Between the house, my life insurance, the car. Like you said, life is busy.
A local trusted choice independent insurance agent can help you with your research, coverage selection, pricing, and claims at no extra cost to you.
Which means I'll have more time to spend on other things.
Trusted choice independent insurance agents. We'll help do your insurance. You just do you.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
One of your senior leaders, we've heard his name a lot here, Leo Linquette, but how have you seen his game and his play elevate here this season?
Yeah, Leo's he's the only person I've been with my entire time here. So I've been here 4 years, once as an assistant. I was here with him the entire time. So we have a great relationship. We both really trust each other. We've been through a lot together. But I think the biggest thing for him was he was named captain this year by his teammates, and it was pretty unanimous. So I think that changed something inside of him. I think he's taking more responsibility for not just himself, but also for the team, and how when he goes out there, really buying into what he's doing, and not just while he's at the tennis center, but also everywhere else. As a student, he got a 3.7 GPA, and he's an engineer. So he's a phenomenal student, but also he's really taking responsibility with the team and being a leader. And I think that's changed something inside of him, and it's bringing out his best tennis right now, which is great.
Visiting with Peter Kobelt, the head coach of Nebraska men's tennis, off to a 6-0 start here to start the season. You lost some guys that were part of this program for a long time last year. How has it been just kind of figuring out the lineup and how you want to stack it, and how guys have gelled together and with the doubles pairs as well?
Yeah, sure. So I think a lot of that happens in the fall. Getting everybody here, getting everyone introduced to the system that we have, and the work ethic that we come to practice with every day. It takes a second to get used to all of it, and all that prepares you for the spring season. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for some of the other guys, but when you lose 4 starters, Calvin was a 2-time all-first team Big Ten honoree, and Anton is, both of those guys are winning pro titles out on the professional tour right now. So to replace those guys is almost impossible. But our guys that are stepping into those roles now are leaning into it, and they're doing great. And you just need to win 4 points to win the match in our sport. So that's part of my job, is to figure out the math there, and to put our guys in the best position that we can. And then they just need to worry about having a great process and a great attitude, and playing for the Huskers and enjoying their time out there. And I think that's what we're doing a really good job of right now.
How about the doubles point and the doubles pairs? You like how that's started here in the early goings?
I would say that's one of our spots that we're still working on. One of our other captains, Henry, 2-time captain, he's our 6'10" boy. He's been out with an injury so far this year, and we expect him to be able to come in and play some doubles for us here, and hopefully in a few weeks. But we're figuring it out right now. I still think we're figuring out what combos we need to put together. We still got to improve a few things tactically a little bit, I think. Maybe a few things technically. It's hard to do that during the year. So, but right now we're winning doubles points and we're figuring it out. But we just like everything else, we have to get better. We have to continue to get better. If we don't, things aren't going to continue to go our way. So.
In other sports, you talk about wanting to hit your peak and your stride in certain months. So when you talk about basketball, you don't want to be playing your best in November. I'm sure in tennis, you don't want to be playing your best in January, right? So when do you want to start kind of hitting that stride and getting that momentum going?
Yeah, we tell the guys all the time, we're trying to be very process oriented, and our goal is to just continue to get better every match. Mm-hmm. And I think if we go out with that mindset, we're going to be able to continue to improve throughout the year, and the results are going to take care of themselves. We're trying to really not focus on the result at all. It's really hard to do because tennis is, you have one winner and you have a loser, and you have to go out there and you have to go and win the match. There's not a clock to end things for you. So there's a lot that goes through those guys' heads, and I understand that. But if you can truly just make it about the process, and if you're very clear and you define what that is, going into the matches, and for each one it's a little bit different, I think you can slowly start to get into some more of that mindset. And I think if you're there, I think you're going to naturally get better match to match. And yes, obviously everyone wants to be playing their best tennis in May, and I think the only way to get there is if you have that mindset, and I think that's what we're doing right now.
We've talked to you obviously a few times over the course of the last few seasons since you took over as the head coach, and even going into this season. But for those that might be hearing you for the first time, kind of talk about your culture and what people will see when they come watch Nebraska men's tennis, and what are the important values for your program?
Sure, yeah. So I always say when you guys come and watch our matches, you're hopefully going to see yourselves. You know, Nebraska's a great place. I grew up in the Midwest. I think I have very similar values, if not the same values as the people here. Hard work, tough, just blue-collar people that like to get up and they like to win. So you're going to see a team that's team-oriented, process-oriented, that loves each other, that loves to compete for Nebraska, and they just really want to do well, and they want to. Every time they put on the scarlet and cream, it's an honor, and yeah, I mean it's great to watch. Tennis is an unbelievable sport to watch, and we would all love your support as much as possible.
When you talk about that and representing the N, you've got guys from all over the world, but they really do. They love it here. They really embrace being. You talk about Leo being an incredible student athlete. Your guys are some of the best student athletes. They're on all the lists that you vote for on the postseason, like awards. They volunteer in the community. They actually really embrace the student athlete experience here.
They do. Yeah, I think our team GPA last semester was a 3.6 altogether with our guys, and you know, English isn't their first language for most of them, so they're all coming and doing this in their second language, which is, you know, sometimes it's hard for me to even wrap my head around that. But yeah, they love it. They obviously love playing tennis, and we have an amazing tennis center over there, which is really cool. But all the other resources they have, you know, here in the athletic department and in the school, is truly amazing. They're very grateful and appreciative of all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, they always say there's no place like Nebraska, but when they first get here and they're here for a little bit of time, I think they actually really understand that and really feel like that's the truth too.
Okay, so let's talk about this weekend. First of all, we hear Coach Hoiberg say this all the time, and Amy Williams, got to protect PBA, right? How important is it for you to protect home, and especially when you have the opportunities to play here at home? How important is that in tennis?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's pretty universal for every sport. It's the same in tennis. Home court advantage, it's huge. Tennis is very unique as well. The court surfaces differ. Each place you go, not all the courts are the same speed or bounces high. So there's those home court advantages, and then obviously the crowd plays a big role too. Last year I think we had our largest attended match ever, with almost 300 people at the Baylor match last spring, and I'm sending out an email later today to some of our supporters and trying to get that up above 300 for this weekend's match on Saturday against Ole Miss. I think that'd be a huge important factor in this match. I think it's going to be a great match, and yeah, the sport is awesome, and our guys they absolutely love playing in front of the crowd. So,
okay, so you said Ole Miss coming in on Saturday at noon, undefeated, a battle of undefeated teams here. Tell us about this matchup and what the challenges that Ole Miss present for you guys.
Yeah, so the SEC is arguably the best conference in college tennis. Ole Miss has a brand new head coach. I like to think that we're kind of cut from the same cloth. He does things very similar to how I see them done here. And he's already brought in a few great recruits. We played them last year there, and we were able to win 4-3, and I think they're better this year than they are last year. So it's going to be a really, really good match. It's going to come down to, all the small little details. But yeah, I mean, we've played some close matches, which has been great. So far, we've been tested in some really tough situations. So hopefully that can help us in this weekend's match. But we're going to need our best to come through on Saturday.
And it's back-to-back. I mean, you got a turn right around on Sunday too, right? You got North Dakota at 11 a.m. So before the Super Bowl, come on out and watch Husker men's tennis. Yep,
and the head coach at North Dakota, his name's Tom Boyson. He was an assistant coach here for a few years back before I was here. So I think it's always nice to show the people that were here before some love when they come back to town. So I think that'd be a great match for everyone to come and check out too, especially before the Super Bowl. Enjoy some tennis after your morning coffee and come cheer on the Huskers.
And always free.
Always free.
Got any giveaways this weekend?
On Saturday, there's rumors of a TV.
Oh, okay.
We also will have our concessions open, serving everything that you could get at a football game or a basketball game. which is fun. And we have a new clothing vendor as well that'll be serving or selling some stuff, some gear for the fans too. So come and get a tennis shirt or a tennis hat and enjoy some tennis.
All right, again, coming up Saturday against Ole Miss at noon, big one, as 6-0 Nebraska men's tennis hosts 7-0 Ole Miss, and then turn right around on Sunday. You can watch the Huskers again take on North Dakota at 11 a.m. You got a pick for the Super Bowl?
Oh man, I'll go with. I like Vrabel. I'll go with the Patriots. Okay. I don't care for either team, but I like Mike Vrabel. I like how he is as a coach, so I'll go with the Pats.
All right. Well, good stuff. Congrats on a great start, and keep it rolling this weekend.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks for having me on.
Again, that is the head coach Peter Kobelt with Nebraska men's tennis, as they got a big weekend coming up out at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center. Got to step aside for a break. More of the show coming up right after this.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Think a bunch of IT gurus would have anything in common with a dominant college volleyball team? Hey Lincoln, I'm Ed Knott, president of Applied Connective, serving Nebraska businesses for nearly 20 years. We're proud to have a few things in common with our beloved Huskers, namely that we're also a group of hardworking and highly skilled individuals that make up one dynamic team. From our IT and cybersecurity all-stars to our phone, physical security, infrastructure, and audio-video pros, we're one team that can expertly manage all your technologies. Discover why it's a game changer to partner with us at appliedconnective.com. And as always, go Big Red.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field.
They caught me lacking.
Back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. You're watching on our YouTube stream. Kyle was not paying attention to my Akrs read.
That's all right. We always pay attention to Akrs and all of our great sponsors.
You do not have it memorized yet.
I do not, but you also have me. What year is this for you here in Nebraska? You've told me.
The read has changed.
The read has changed since you've been here?
Yes, it has.
So how long have we had the new read?
What else has changed? It changed last year.
Okay, so you still have a full year under your belt. Give me a full year and I'll have it memorized. I also want to make sure I get it word for word correct for our sponsors.
All right.
That's what I'm trying.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's a wonderful
wanted to
show.
talk some hoops. Duke did have this in the ticker, but we've been asking pretty much all season about
Big Oogie?
Yeah, Oogie.
Big man.
You're a Chevicious.
You're
a Chevicious.
I remember when we first went through the pronunciation guide.
You're a Chevicious.
And I was trying to do the name, and I tripped up a little bit on it. So Kent's not going to get a chance to say that last name this year.
It's disappointing, though, because, I mean, look, we saw him a little bit. He played a couple of games. We saw him in the preseason. I was able to see him at practice, and he's a guy that absolutely would have helped. But he just could not get healthy, battling the back issues. Then he got sick, and he would have provided some depth. But at this point, he hadn't been able to practice, wouldn't have been in a rhythm. And now you have your rotation. And disappointing, but hopefully they can get him back next year because, I mean, he's another guy exactly like what Fred Hoiberg likes in his system that can really stretch the floor, can shoot it really well. I mean, even when I was there, watching during the early goings when he was just shooting and he wasn't playing, he never missed, just he's another guy that can shoot it at a really high rate from the outside. So another guy that can really stretch the floor. So hopefully he can get back healthy and get into this lineup next year. So cause you're going to need a guy to replace what Rink Mass does for this team.
Yeah, I mean, there's no sense now. The thought is, okay, you're having a generational season. So if any year to burn a red shirt on a guy halfway through, this would be the year. But you also have to think of him and his career. And if he's not 100%, then you have to make that decision that, be ready to go, have a full off season, be ready to go next year and redshirt this season. Like you said, I think the biggest part of it all is you have your rotation set. Knock on wood, everyone stays healthy. You know who's going to play for the most part. Your 7-8 man. If, Leo possibly, does he have a role carved
Leo
out?
is hurt now.
Okay.
I mean, Coach Hoiberg told us that on the TV show today. He got hurt today in practice, so he'll be out probably 2 weeks, ankle. So he's that's a depth piece.
And it thins out what is already kind of a thin bench.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he provided some big minutes at Michigan. I know he's played a little sparingly, but he was somebody that if you had to call on him, he was a guy that was there that's not going to be available here in the next couple of weeks.
It's Rank and Jared Garcia coming off the bench, right? Mm-hmm. So there's not a whole lot there when it comes to front court. So just want to make sure everyone stays healthy here, and there's still a whole month of the season left. That's what the scary portion of this is that, for the most part, aside from Connor Essegian, a guy where you had that happen so early in the season where you don't have him for an entire year, what you have now is 7, at most 8 guys that you hope can stay healthy the rest of the way.
Yeah, and in terms of Rink Mast, he coming off the flu, he just was not himself. And another thing that Coach Hoiberg and I talked about, filming the TV show today, he did everything he could, but he was not there, was not full go against Illinois. But he is a guy that he's got to get back to full strength for this team to be what it wants to be and what it could be at its best.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when we saw this team at its peak, it's when Rink, for the most part, was at his peak, and
Which
the rest of the
I don't
guys,
think we saw it. I mean, we saw a peak, but I don't think it was an ultimate peak. I still don't think this team has played their best basketball.
Yeah, I mean, Price has for sure played his best basketball. When you have those two guys playing at their height, Sam playing at his height, Chmelka's playing, it's a lot to ask everyone to play their best basketball all at the same time. But the further the season goes along, the legs get a little bit heavier, so it gets hard to make sure everyone's playing on that same wavelength. But you're right, for this team to be a second weekend team, have that ultimate dream season to potentially be a Final Four team, I think you want to start here. One, you want to be a high seed. You want to be a top 3 seed.
Right.
You want to win a game in the NCAA tournament. To be assured that those things are going to happen, I think you have to have a Rink Mass playing at a reasonably high level. Does he have to play at an elite level? No. Does he have to play at a high level? I think yes, for this team to win games.
And look, that was another thing. I keep going back to this, but I just was able to talk with Coach Hoiberg today, and that size certainly was a factor against Michigan and then against Illinois, and in the free throw margin as well. Because typically this is a team that is pretty good about keeping teams off the foul line. But you talked about this off the air, expressing some concern about if this team was to face a team with size. And I think if that were to come around again, and that's a matchup that Nebraska has, look, they beat Illinois before, and they were right there with Michigan. They've got to get really good production out of their bigs to be able to match up with teams with size.
I think people tend to view whether somebody's playing well and equates that to they're hitting shots, right? Rink's not hitting shots right now. There might be a lot of things on coach's tape that he's doing well at the current moment. And again, he had a layoff. He hadn't been able to touch a basketball for a long time. So if you watch the tape and you talk to Nate Lenzer and Fred Hoiberg, maybe there are things that Rink right now is doing well on the floor. He's just not shooting it well.
Yeah.
He's hit a really bad slump.
Well.
And you need to, and that's what I'm saying. For you to take that leap to be a 2-3 seed in the NCAA tournament, and how big would he have been against Michigan pulling that 7-3 Mara out of the paint and towards you're pulling also the opposing 5 away from the basket a little bit, which loosens up the paint. So when Rink is at his best, I mean, that's when this team is at its best.
Okay, so at Rutgers, and another early tip, and everybody's got to do it. Everybody's got to travel. Rutgers did just go on their West Coast swing, so it's not like they've been at home and are going to be well rested. But that's not an easy trip for any sports team that goes up there. But there are going to be a lot of Husker fans. I chatted with President Gold today. He's got some family that are going to be there. We saw it at the football team. The volleyball team, certainly it was taken over by Husker fans. With what this Nebraska basketball team has done, got to think there's going to be a lot of Husker fans up there to watch this team.
Be willing to pay some money now, because it is a hard ticket to get at Rutgers. Reason why they have an anime card giveaway that's a collector's item that's worth a lot of money on eBay and all these.
You an anime guy?
No, but I've read the articles on it. I talked to Seamus about it when we had the coaches show this week. It is the highest price ticket remaining for Nebraska hoops because of this giveaway. There are people waiting outside after the giveaway happens to buy these cards for like $100 so they can resell them for $600 or $1,000. Like it's such a crazy giveaway that there's extra security there. There's extra police officers there because of this anime card giveaway. You read the articles on it; it's fascinating, and it's the most expensive ticket remaining for Nebraska hoops on the road.
And then, not to mention, it's a pretty good basketball product.
It's a pretty good basketball product. And I was watching Rutgers last night. They got blown out by UCLA. It looked like a team that was tired. They got run out of the gym. I mean, they got beat up pretty good, and it's never easy to come back to the East Coast after they played USC pretty tight and then UCLA. So they're coming back to the East Coast. How does that manage for them? Teams struggled offensively. They've struggled defensively. But whenever they play at home, historically, they make things pretty tough.
All right, got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up hour number 1 next.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Husker fans, if you're looking for a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding and provides flexibility, your local insurance agency is hiring. No matter your skills or interests, there are opportunities for you in the insurance industry. Explore the many ways you can use your skills to protect your community by checking out the IIAN job board. Find your calling and be a part of an industry that makes a difference. Go to iian.org/careers today.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no peace of mind like knowing you have a dedicated team of technology experts working for your business around the clock. Hey Lincoln, I'm Ed Knott, president of tech company Applied Connective. It's a privilege to serve our great state for nearly 2 decades now with managed IT, cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, and audio-video solutions. Our team understands the importance of fitting you with the right technologies to help your business perform at its peak potential all day, every day. Discover more at appliedconnective.com and go Big Red.
Welcome back. Final segment here of hour number 1 of Sports Nightly. Got a question on the chat we can get to here pretty quickly, Kyle. Bruce said, he was talking about when fans say attack the paint, but that's not what this offense is. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's elements of that. I mean, you want guys, when you're rolling off of screens, I mean, in this offense, you have a lot of shooters that can really help space the floor. But also, there are ways, because you're not getting to the foul line and you want to get guys in foul trouble, you still want to have a paint presence, right?
Yeah.
Nebraska is not going to be elite when it comes to paint points or having guys go block to block, but you want to still be able to have that threat of driving the rim, forcing contact, getting guys in foul trouble. Sam Hoiberg's a guy who attacks the paint.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to the
Cale
rim
Jacobson.
a bunch. I think Price has the ability to, because when he comes off a screen, a guy's trying to stick with him, knowing that he's probably going to put up a shot, and then all of a sudden he turns the corner, and it's hard to keep up with that, and he gets to the rim. There are guys that can get to the rim on this offense. It's just probably not where this team's going to live, though.
Well, and to your point, too, about Rink, when he's shooting it, it really stretches things out to allow guys to cut and get to the rim. Jamarcus Lawrence also is a guy, and he's more of one, he's about one of the only guys that pulls up from mid-range. Coach Hoiberg doesn't love the mid-range as much, but he is a guy that can knock it down consistently.
You know what I hate more than anything? The 19-footer, the one stride inside the three-point line. It's worst shot in basketball. Worst shot in basketball. And whenever I see that, I go crazy. I know we're three-point heavy nowadays, but take the one dribble, step back, and take the three. 3 is greater than 2.
But I'm more talking Jamarcus.
No, his 15-footer mid-post. I'm fine. I'm talking like just inside the three-point line, high post, the long 2. Those shots are no good. But the elbow jumpers that Lawrence takes, fading away, those are pretty sweet.
Yeah. He's so good at, I feel like, another thing that we chatted about today was just, it seems like when this team needs a bucket, he goes and gets it.
Yeah, whether it's an elbow jumper or just driving to the rim. I think Sam Hoiberg is that way too.
Yeah.
Getting to the basket. There's a lot of guys have made clutch plays, and that's why this team is 20-2. A lot of guys that can get a bucket when you need it at the absolute most.
All right, fast hour. We got a whole nother hour coming up where you're going to talk some men's gymnastics, women's basketball. Also, got a little softball preview for you because we are going to be on the air with that coming up tomorrow night. So lots to get to. Keep it here as our final show of this week rolls on here, coming up next here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Life is busy. Wouldn't it be great if someone could help you manage your insurance?
Well, I do have a lot to keep on top of. Between the house, my life insurance, the car. Like you said, life is busy.
A local trusted choice independent insurance agent can help you with your research, coverage selection, pricing, and claims at no extra cost to you.
Which means I'll have more time to spend on other things.
Trusted choice independent insurance agents. We'll help do your insurance. You just do you.
Good evening, I'm Duke Root, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Nebraska men's basketball head coach Fred Hoiberg announced today that the big center, Oogie, will be shut down for the rest of the year. The Central Michigan transfer appeared in one game for the Huskers and has been dealing with a lingering back injury the whole year. On-deck ticket packages are now available for the 2026 Nebraska softball season. Fans can choose any 4 home games this season plus 1 game from the Iowa series. This package costs $38 for general admission, and the deal is live from February 5th through March 28th. Today was the trade deadline in the NBA, and there were tons of moves going around the league. James Harden to the Cavaliers, Darius Garland to the Clippers, Anthony Davis to the Wizards, and Jaren Jackson Jr. traded to the Jazz. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Sanford climbs up underneath Wagler. Here comes a screen for Wagler. They switch it again. Jacobson's got him. Shot blocked! Loose on the floor. Coming up with it is Sanford. Sanford looks for the trailer. It's Frager. Frager, a dribble. The shot by Hoiberg. Got it. Holy smokes! Holy cow! Tied the game at 31. Ivasic down the floor. Stojakovic for Illinois. Picked up by Hoiberg. Puts his head down. Stripped away by Jacobson. Jacobson's been a demon defensively. Jacobson down the left side. All the way in. Lays it up and good! How about Big Jake? How about Big Jake? That's Jacobson. Way to go, Kale, my boy.
3-ball for Nisley. You betcha! Huskers take the lead. A Central Valley 8-3 from Logan Nisley. Deep on the right wing. You betcha. Timeout, Ohio State.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back, Hour 2 of Sports Nightly here on this Thursday night, our final show of the week, because we will have Husker softball right here on the air as it is season opening weekend for the top 10 ranked Nebraska softball team. And it's a big one coming up tomorrow night. So with Kyle Crooks, I'm Jessica Coody. We're also going to talk some women's basketball. Amy Williams' crew, as we talked about, coming off a tough loss last night at Michigan, but a great fight. And so we're going to dive into that and also preview another big one coming up on Saturday at Maryland. So we'll hear from Amy Williams here in just a few minutes. And also men's gymnastics. Kyle, you're quite the expert now.
That's right. You know what? I know all things gymnastics, but no, it was great to learn a little bit about men's gym. Chuck Chmelka was in. We had a nice, lengthy conversation. And Big Tens is going to be in Lincoln this year at Pinnacle Bank Arena. They got off to their season started. They had a quad meet, I believe, and then it was Ohio State. Didn't have a great finish to that meet against Ohio State, but they'll have Penn State this weekend on Saturday. I know they're excited about that to get to Devaney and hopefully have a nice crowd.
That's another one of those programs that just basically pencil it in every year to finish in the top 5.
Yeah, they do really well recruiting-wise, especially here. I know there's a lot of international recruits in that sport, but they do really well here in the States in getting top talent. There's 15 teams in the country, and they're pretty consistently top 5 or 6 in the nation.
So that's all coming up for you here in hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. But I did want to spend a little bit of time talking some Husker softball because, again, we'll have that for you right here on the air tomorrow night. So 2 games tomorrow. Washington at 105, and then Texas, the number 1 team in the country and the reigning national champions, at 6:05. So that will take the place of Sports Nightly. We'll have Nate Rohr for you right here at this time tomorrow night. But also you can listen to him stream the first game right on the Huskers.com and Huskers app. So both those games coming up tomorrow. So I was texting with him earlier today trying to get some insight because we were trying to maybe guess which game Jordy might pitch, which game she would start. And so this was going into some of these situations last year. We would talk to Coach Ravel, and you might save Jordy for a bigger matchup. So you think we might save her for the matchup with Texas, but there were times that she'd say, no, we want to set the tone with Jordy against Washington. So we will see. He said that it is very, very tight-lipped. It's a very big secret these days. But Jordy will no doubt start one of them. It's just which one, I don't know. We will see. We'll find out probably 12:55, 12:45 tomorrow.
That's the one thing, Jess, that I won't miss about doing softball is the lineups come in so late. Baseball, it's usually 3 o'clock for a 7 o'clock game. Major leagues, you might get it in the morning.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday starters for the most part.
You know probables, you know who's going to pitch usually. But softball, that was the hardest part is we're 10 minutes from air and you just get the lineups. But I remember last year the big debate is Jordy going to pitch against Nigel Kennedy of Texas Tech? And if I remember correctly, that was not the case.
Jordy pitched, but Nigel did not.
So it was the opposite.
Yep.
I knew there was something there. So sometimes we think about, this would be the great matchup for television, but coaches aren't necessarily thinking that way.
Yeah, and again, this is the season opener. So as much as we want to point to, hey, that matchup against Texas, Washington is a team that there are some publications that have them in the top 25. Nate, again, was saying that Washington will more than likely be a team that's in the top 25 as the season goes along. So this is no easy just cakewalk to start the season either. And so you certainly want to set the tone. Here is what's also interesting. So we don't know who will be the starting pitcher in these 2 games tomorrow, but he did say that he expects whoever it is, whichever game, the other pitcher to be Alexis Jensen, the freshman out of Gretna. So how about that? We're probably going to see the debut. She's been impressive, but I think that's a pretty big statement to come out of the gate. Whichever game Jordy does not start, it sounds like they're going to give the ball to the freshman.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because it's either you're going to start the season and you are the official opening day starter because you pitched the first game, or it's, okay, let's throw you against the defending national champion who has an incredible lineup. Reese Atwood's the best catcher in the country. I remember seeing Texas up close and personal last year at the World Series. Tegan Gavon, be interested to see if the Huskers see her in the first game. I'm not sure what Texas's schedule is, whether they play before that first game. I assume they would. So it might mess up their schedule a little bit. But that's the biggest area for Nebraska softball specifically. What does the depth look like in the pitching staff? And from when we had Rhonda here in studio not too long ago, it's a little bit of a different story. This was a balanced team last year. Pitched it really well, hit really well. A lot of that was Jordy. But it seems like there's a lot more depth now with the pitching staff this year, and starting with Alexis Jensen.
Pretty cool. Freshman out of Gretna, probably, again, according to our insider, Nate Rohr, going to get one of the starts tomorrow. We will see. But Nate Rohr will have all of that information starting with his pregame show, which is typically about 15 minutes before first pitch of that first game against Washington, which is set for 1:05 tomorrow. So about 12:50, he will be on the air on the Huskers.com and the Huskers app. What's also cool, too, Kyle, is that you look at all the who's who of softball and the analysts across the country. This matchup, Nebraska and Texas, is the one to watch this weekend.
It's one of the big ones, and Nebraska has earned that. They are a top 10 team. There's a lot of preseason hype, and for Rhonda, it's about balancing that. Right? There's an expectation that this team should get to Oklahoma City, and that pressure could be pretty big on your shoulders. We'll see how the Huskers deal with it.
All right, again, tomorrow it all gets started, but tomorrow night we will have it for you right here on the Huskers Radio Network. Got to get to a break. Coming up next, we're going to have our weekly appearance with the head coach, Amy Williams. Tough loss last night at Michigan. We're going to dive into that and preview another big one coming up on Saturday at Maryland. Keep it here on Sports Nightly. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, sunset. These trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Nebraska Women's Basketball Coaches Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, where people don't have your money has people. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. It's time for our weekly check-in with the head coach of Nebraska Women's Basketball, Amy Williams. Late night, but what a fight for your team at a top 10 team. Another one. You guys just one right after another. Tough stretch of the schedule, but what a fight for your team at Michigan last night.
Yeah, I thought that for about 3/4 of that game, we played with one of the best teams in the country, just toe-to-toe. But, no moral victories. At this point, our team is really hungry. We just want to get over the hump and find a way to get one of those top 25 wins and really start progressing towards what we know we can be.
Your team has been really good at this all season long, but I love the way they shared the basketball last night. They had some pretty passing going on at stretches last night.
Yeah, I mean, we know that we're our best when we work hard for our shot, and anytime we can look at that assisted baskets, how many baskets made, how many assisted we have. That's usually indicative of us playing our best basketball. And I thought last night we did at times really share the ball well, had some great passes, a few too many turnovers, but for the most part, we work hard to create shots for each other and take pride in being able to get the best shot for our team.
Got Jess Petrie back. What were you missing with her out of the lineup for those couple of games?
Yeah, well, we were missing depth. We were missing experience. We were missing, just composure that Jess brings to the table. And I think she did a great job for her first day back out there, and still maybe not quite fully 100%. But she gave us a spark. She has that ability to play back to the basket and score on the perimeter. And that's something that we desperately missed in the 2 games that she was out, and just glad to have her, back in the mix and hopefully just continuing to get stronger.
How have you seen Amaya Hargrove grow in this stretch where she's had to step up without Petrie in the lineup?
Yeah, I think Amaya is playing with a lot of confidence, and particularly on the offensive side of the ball, just being able to knock down perimeter shots, also, get some things around the basket and take advantage of matchups. And, she just is really figuring out the best ways for her to be able to be productive on that side of the ball. And she led us with 8 rebounds, but I think just maybe a couple of missed box outs that if we can clean up, we'll really have her playing outstanding.
People continue to highlight Britt Prince and her numbers and how efficient she's shooting the basketball all over the floor. How impressive is what she's doing and continuing to do, and really with everybody trying to keep her from doing that?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is, she's getting blitzed on every ball screen. She's, drawing a lot of attention, and she's still able to really create a lot for herself, for our team, for her teammates, playing incredibly efficient and poised. And, I thought last night she really gave great effort, diving on the floor for loose balls and playing hard on the defensive side of the ball, and really, really good effort out of Britt. And considering all of the defensive attention she's getting, it's pretty remarkable.
Did she put in extra work in the gym? Has she always been able to shoot the ball like this? What has it gone into her elevated numbers here in her sophomore season?
Yeah, honestly, I'd be lying if I'm, trying to take credit of anything she's done since she's been here, because she came to us incredibly skilled. She's been in the gym with her mom, getting shots up, working on ball handling, her entire life. And so she came to us as a very just fluid and skilled shooter. She's done a lot of work that's gone into that kind of repetition. But I think the biggest thing, that's changed from maybe her freshman year to this year is just the way that she's really played with pace and understands, I think just how physical that defenses are going to try to play her. And so she's understanding more about how she has to set things up or how she has to be able to get outside her frame. And she has such body control that it allows her to do things. I saw a picture of her finishing over, 6'7", post player from Illinois, and she's, completely outside her frame. The body control she has is just really incredible. But I think, she continues to find ways to raise the bar for herself with her work ethic and what she does. The fact that she came to us with such incredible skill allows us to just, really polish some things up and keep raising the bar.
Fascinating. I did want to go back to Ohio State. Everybody knows that press. They just do it so well year in and year out. After you face it, what can a team take away from and learn from seeing that and grow and be better from seeing that kind of pressure, full court press?
Yeah, I think that they definitely kind of are the standard with how many turnovers that they force in their press defense. It's the press itself, but it's the players that are in the press, and they have the top 3 steals leaders in our conference on one team. And, they just are really handsy and very talented individual defenders on top of everything else. So I thought that, to be honest, I thought we handled the press pretty well at Ohio State. But once we got in the half court, we had far too many turnovers, just kind of a little bit rushed, not in rhythm, and then just some uncharacteristic turnovers there in the half court that really cost us. And so, but that's just going to keep making us better if we learn from that, if we grow from that, and to be able to handle press that we saw a little bit last night at Michigan, but also we'll probably see this weekend with Maryland.
Do you feel like, look, this is the time you want to start playing your best basketball? Do you feel like your team's starting to kind of put some things together during this stretch? I know you're playing some tough teams, but do you feel like you're starting to see some really good things out of your team?
Well, I thought that last night was the best that I'd seen kind of our team play in a while, for stretches. And we maybe didn't close it out. And our team, the best thing I love about this team is I come in the locker room and they are 100%, no moral victories, not satisfied. We don't care if we're on the road at, the number 6 team in the country. We wanted to close that game out, and just a lot of disappointment that we didn't, and find a way to get over the hump in that one. And I think our team believes when we play that hard. But I thought, Logan Nisley, just diving after a lot of loose balls. There was just a lot of effort plays that made me feel better about the way that we played, and that we can start progressing towards being that best version of ourselves.
We talk about getting over that hump. What does that take for this team to get over that hump?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we just have to find a way to rebound. And, we obviously we gave one player 8 offensive rebounds last night. And I thought down the stretch, just some critical offensive rebound putbacks, second chance points that really hurt us. And so we've been talking about it till we're blue in the face. It's been kind of a recurring theme every time I've been here to visit with you, Jess. But we just have to find a way, to finish defensive possessions with the ball.
Another top 25 team coming in here, but back at home. You guys like playing at home, so and it's a special one. Another special game for you guys, the Play for K game, the Pink game. You guys love having this game, and you have some special visitors that come that get to be in part of the starting lineup. This is a special game for this program.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, just what an incredible cause, and to bring attention. Every single person in our program has been touched in some way or form with from cancer, and so for us to be able to have a game like this where we can really draw attention to that and recognition and awareness, and so we're really looking forward to that. But also just the incredible opportunity. We've got a couple hungry teams right now with us and Maryland both really trying to position and jockey for positioning in the Big Ten standings. And so it's just going to be a really high level of basketball. And I encourage everyone in Husker Nation to come out and support.
Sure, you haven't had much time yet to really dive into Maryland, but is this a vintage kind of Maryland team, tough, physical, that you guys are going to have to really fight and be physical on the boards again?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, it's definitely going to be a battle, a rebounding battle, a defensive battle. I think that they have some prolific three-point shooting, and then just a really incredible guard that transferred in there this year that is one of the top scorers in the league. She's very, very quick off the dribble. She's efficient from behind the arc, but also just so dangerous and so fast in transition. And so I think she sparks them, but they have a lot of pieces to go around her and some very dangerous shooters. And we saw last night what they can do going on the road to win a top 15 team our game on the road. And so it's a dangerous team, and we know it's going to take special effort.
Listen, there's not very many opportunities at home that you're going to get to watch this team. 3 left? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you guys you said it. It's a battle from here on out, right there as you close out this stretch. And Husker Nation, they make a difference for you guys.
They definitely do, no doubt about it. It's something that we feed off their energy and just are so appreciative of the fan base that is just out there fighting with us.
All right, good stuff. Best of luck to you coming up on Saturday.
Thanks, Jess.
And Amy Williams, head coach for Nebraska women's basketball. Got a big one once again coming up on Saturday, 1 o'clock tip against Maryland and the annual Play for K game, the Pink Out game, right here inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. Got to step aside for a break. More of the show coming up right after this. Contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law.
Husker fans, if you're looking for a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding and provides flexibility, your local insurance agency is hiring. No matter your skills or interests, there are opportunities for you in the insurance industry. Explore the many ways you can use your skills to protect your community by checking out the IIAN job board. Find your calling and be a part of an industry that makes a difference. Go to iian.org/careers today.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to protect against wear and deposits. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99 in-store only. Limit supply. Learn more at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with a home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Kyle Crooks back with you on Sports Nightly. Very special guest here in studio for the first time here for a new season. Chuck Chmelka, head coach of Nebraska men's gymnastics. Season just underway. Have a big competition coming up against Penn State at Devaney. Coach, it's good to see you. How are you?
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, a lot of news around the program and the unfortunate passing, of course, of one of your great friends, a high school, college teammate, assistant coach, has meant so much, not just to this area, this sport, just gymnastics as a whole. Jim Hartung. I know it's been a really tough time for the program. You guys are getting over that, but still competing at a high level. How are you feeling? How's everything going right now with the program with the unfortunate passing of Jim?
Well, every day's a little better. It was so sudden and just hit us hard. It really did. And the guys that were really in his group, it really affected them. Everybody still struggles, but we have a job to do, and we have to continue. And that's exactly what Jim would have wanted. You would not want anybody feeling bad, being down. Just get your butt to work and get going. And we had a decent meet right after his passing at Rocky Mountain Open. That was pretty tough. Then we came back for the funeral on that next Monday. And fortunately, we did not have competition that week. That was rough. But we kind of are figuring everything out. And like I said, every day's a little bit better. And we just got to keep going.
How much did he help you as a head coach, having known him for such a long time, right-hand guy? How much did he help you along?
Every way possible. I mean, seriously, I couldn't even explain everything. It would take too long. He got me in gymnastics. I mean, where would I be right now? I doubt I would know what gymnastics even is if we didn't move to the Hartung neighborhood back in 1971 and his dad come up to our dad and say, hey, your kids are short, they're fast, there's this little sport called gymnastics, try it. So, and then it just continues on from there, and we've worked together for many years, and he always thinks things through in a different way I do. And that's, I think, what made it such a difficult loss, but it made us such a good team together that he would see things through more of a judge's eye, and I would see things more through the coach's eye. And how do we get our score? The judges. Mm-hmm. So that was very, very beneficial and necessary for my development, for me to improve as a coach, and for our team, all the way through. He would just be point blank. He would say, you're doing this skill, it's worth 0.4 of a point. You're losing 0.6 of a point. Why would we do it? Either get better, which sometimes you can do and sometimes you can't. You're not prepared yet. So, yeah, he's missed every day.
Yeah, and it's interesting the different perspectives on a coaching staff. But and Jim's had an impact on generations of athletes. How did he impact this current team, this group? Because I know not just you and the staff, but these student athletes are hurting too.
He was probably having his best season ever. And that's what's so weird, because somebody said, oh, he just died in one day. Like we left Friday practice, and he said to me, this was the best week of practice we had all year. And then I get the phone call the next night. And you could tell with Jim's health issues that he had, when he had cancer and just how it beat him down so bad, you could tell when he was sick. and hurting and just not feeling up to par. But there was nothing like that. And he was hardly sick this year. And it was that's, I think, what made it so difficult. It was just such a shock. It's like 3 years ago when he was really ill, it's like, okay, I could see this. But now it's like he cleared it. You know, the hurdle's gone. But the impact he has put on our guys this year, I think because he was healthy and he did feel so well, he was even guys not in his group, he was very influential with coaching. And what I mean by that is all three of us have our own group of guys, yet we all oversee, you know, we help everybody. But Jim, when he's not feeling too well, he would just deal with his group. So the other guys would never get to know him quite like his group did. But that was not the case this year. So it hurt everybody hard, unfortunately.
And you guys are coming off a meet against Ohio State, and it's one of those things that you're still trying to get over that, and now you're also trying to compete for your season. What do you see from your group at Ohio State?
I was really proud of our team. We did very well. Right at the very end, we made some mistakes, and that cost us the meet. We should have won. We could have won. But you got to perform. There's 24 routines with 4 guys up per event and 6 events. And we competed well on 22 of the 24, and those 2 cost us. But we'll learn from this. We do have a pretty young team, a very young team actually, and we will get better. We will improve. I expect it to be better this weekend. Nothing perfect, of course, but improvements. And then we're just going to continue on through the season.
What do you like about some of the young guys, you know, Wyatt Reynolds, Sam Rakita, some of the young freshmen that are stepping in and playing big roles for you?
Yeah, they are thrown in the fire, and they're doing a great job. They're not perfect yet, but they're not supposed to be. And as we learn to trust them and figure out what they do, we can change things and make their score higher and better. Right now, you know, we're still learning these kids and what they do. When your right arm comes up and you salute that judge, you could have done 1,000 routines in practice, but can you hit this one? This is the only one that matters right now. This is the one you have to hit. And that's hard. The pressure's on. It's difficult to do. Mentally, you got to be strong. So we're learning each kid as this year goes on. And then, truthfully, our 2 sophomores hardly competed last year. They're way more like a freshman than they are like a sophomore. So really, we have 5, 6 guys that are thrown in the fire and are doing really pretty good. I'm happy where we're at right now.
How about, you know, some of the older guys that help those guys along? But I mean, Asher Cohen, Nathan York, and you know, Max Otten, who had, I believe today came out and had the weekly honors for his performance this past week against Ohio State. But that group of seniors and veterans, how do they help?
Well, they carry the team. They're studs. And just the work ethic those guys have every single day in the gym, out of the gym, in the training room, at the training table, eating properly. The young kids just follow them, and they have to. These guys were fortunate enough to follow really good senior leadership when they were young, and I mean, Asher's amazing. All those guys are, and we wouldn't be where we are without the leadership from those guys. In competition, they're rock stars. Of course, Yorkie had some trouble on parallel bars last weekend, but that was so rare for him. He's more angry about it than anybody, and it will get fixed. I promise you that. He won't do that again.
How about the mental part of this sport? We're talking with Chuck Chmelka, head men's gymnastics coach. Somebody has a fall or something. I can only imagine the mental aspect of thinking back to that singular moment. How do you coach out maybe the yips or the mental side of gymnastics? Because there's such a pressure to what you guys do.
Oh, yeah. Our sport's 99% mental. I mean, your body knows what to do. Once you've learned these skills, it knows what to do. Your mind is the one that either lets it happen or screws it up. So we're always just trying to stay don't think too much. Don't, nothing bad, nothing negative. Just the best routines you have, your mind is blank. And then you get done and land and you go, I hardly remember any of it. That's the best, because your body just takes over and does what it's supposed to do. So when there are errors, which are common early in the season, but because we haven't done the numbers yet, of routines and stuff that we need to do, and that just takes time. But you learn to be thick-skinned and just, I hate to say like just blow off your mistake, but you almost have to. Because if you let it bother you, it will carry to the next event, which will carry to the next event, and you will make mistakes all the way through. And I've seen it millions of times. So it's like, okay, parallel bars is done. Not a darn thing we can do about it. We'll figure it out in practice next week. Let's go to high bar and let's go. Hit. So all we have to do is hit. So, this weekend, that's kind of the mentality that we're going, this week, and then with this weekend meet at Penn State with us. Our goal is just to start with the first routine, a hit, and get to the last routine with a hit. And whatever happens in the middle, deal with it. Take the good with the good, move on with the bad, just keep going.
Penn State coming to town at Devaney Saturday, 4 p.m. Central, so make sure you head out there to watch men's gymnastics. Hosting Big Tens this year at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and we were talking about continuing to grow the sport before we went live here, but having the Big Ten meets here in Lincoln at Pinnacle, it's an incredible watch, what you guys do, but having it at Pinnacle, that's a huge step for the sport, especially here in Lincoln.
It's wonderful, and it's going to be a great event, and please, 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 people, come out. I promise you'll like it. And we'll have you hooked forever to come and watch gymnastics. But you need to come once to see it. We would love to fill Pinnacle. I know that's a tough task. Competition is team April 3rd. That's a Friday night. And then individual event is Saturday, April 4th. So April 3rd and 4th, put it on your calendars and come out and watch us. Defending national champion Michigan. 3 years ago, defending national champion Illinois. We all know who's in the Big Ten. Every team is really good, and it's going to be a dogfight till that last routine is over.
Where do you feel the strongest event for this team is, routine right now for this team is?
Right now it's vault.
Okay.
But I think should stay that way, but I think our other events are going to get a lot stronger too. I keep going back to the numbers we've had of routines, the repetitions we've had. And because of everything, I'm not making excuses here, but with Jim's deal and just everything that we've had to go through this year, we're a little behind than maybe we were last year. Our inter-squad meet in December was amazing. We did really well. And then everything that kind of happened now is kind of, knocked us down or back a little bit. But we're on the way. We're moving again. And this week so far has been great from everybody. Even the guys that have been a little dinged up, we're getting some guys back who have been just not hurt bad, but hurt enough that they can't train very well. And, in our sport, there's ways to do stuff to protect the body, but when it comes down to brass tacks, you just have to do routines. You have to do the whole thing. So if you're banged up and you can't do it, it does take you back a little bit.
I've called some women's gymnastics at my previous spot at Florida, and just showing up 2 or so hours before the meet, and there's already full meets, and just in terms of warm-ups that are already happening, and the amount of exertion just in warm-ups, and I've seen people, knock on wood, get injured in warm-ups because you have to go through it. And the amount of exertion on the body, how much training during the actual season can you guys do? Like, how much do you have to lay off during when the actual competitions are happening in season?
Well, one, it varies on what event the guys are doing. Like a ringman cannot do rings more than 2-3 times a week. because you'll injure their shoulders. But there's a lot of strength things and a lot of air sense, like for dismounts, flipping and twisting things that we do on trampoline or other places that protect their body. A pommel horse man will do horse 4 to 5 days a week until their wrists get sore. Then we have to back off and figure something else out. Typically, a practice for us is we alternate floor exercise and vaulting. So like on Monday, we'll do floor exercise, Tuesday vaulting, because they both use the legs. You don't want to do both the same day. And then we'll alternate high bar and rings. But we will do pommel horse and parallel bars every day. So we'll do 4 events a day in practice. But the last event is usually a little lighter. It's more technical, trying to fix maybe 1 or 2 skills that are giving us troubles, or maybe still trying to even learn something to add into the routine. So we try to get a consistent 4-event practice a day. Wednesday light, very little, rest up, and then Saturday's off. Then when meet season hits, you got to move the days around depending on what day the meet is and everything else, and when you travel, when you get back home. So then it gets really tricky about just taking care of the guys, making sure mentally they're good, physically their bodies are not beat down. So we as a staff take each week at a time, be honest with you. Never are 2 weeks the same.
Travel's probably harder for you guys than most sports, right? Sitting in an airplane.
I wish we had a charter plane we could travel with. Oh, my gosh. This coming back from Columbus last Saturday night. I didn't get home till 3:15 in the morning. We just got stuck in Chicago. At least we got out.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
I can imagine. And I'm sure you've been through that before.
It was rough, yeah.
Who? Let me wrap up with this. But who's the athlete that's taken, you think, one of the bigger jumps on your team that you're expecting a lot of this year? That maybe last year their role wasn't as big, and this year their role's a little bit bigger.
Well, the 4. I might not answer this very well, but the 4 seniors are huge, and Luke James really is coming on strong. He's always been a floor X and a vaulting guy, but he's doing the all-around, and he's moving up the ranks as far as alternates on 3 other events. And we need that because every meet so far, the same guys have not competed. Now, on some events, yes, but somebody's been dinged up, somebody's sick, so we have to have many guys ready to go on each event in order to be safe and be ready to win. But Luke is doing real well. Our 4 juniors are doing very well. And truthfully, Caden Clinton is on a nice little run right now. He's had some trouble. He was hurt almost all last year. He's a sophomore. He was a very, very highly recruited kid out of Texas. And we got him, and he competed, I think, once last year because he was so hurt. And that's just how you are. Some freshmen are ready to go, some aren't. But he's having a nice little run right now and helping us a lot. So I didn't answer one guy for you, but I gave you a lowdown on kind of where.
It's a good thing you got a lot of guys that are stepping up.
It is.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming in. We'll make sure we get you back here and continue to put you guys on the radar because this is an incredibly fun sport. Leading up to Big Tens, being at Pinnacle Bank Arena, make sure that you go out to Big Tens, but also this weekend, Penn State coming to town, Devaney Center Saturday, 4 p.m. Central. Make sure you go out and support Coach Chmelka's team doing incredible stuff. And they've gone through so much to start this year and continue to get better, get healthier. And Coach, thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me, and go Big Red. We'll be ready to roll this weekend.
Chuck Chmelka, head men's gymnastics coach here at Nebraska. The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Back with more right after this.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com. and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
From the chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. With Allo plus DirecTV plus Allo Mobile, you get the ultimate teamwork. Internet you can count on, TV you can stream anytime, anywhere, and nationwide coverage you can depend on. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers.
Welcome back. Final segment here for us here on this Thursday night. Final segment for us of the week, because once again, reminder, we will have softball on the air for you here coming up tomorrow night. Big one. Top 10 matchup to open up the season for Nebraska softball, taking on the defending national champs, the number one team in the country going into this season, Nebraska and Texas at 6:05 tomorrow night. It's a busy weekend here. Reminder again, great stuff with Chuck Chmelka too. Gonna have a chance to see them here in action coming up this weekend. So men's gymnastics Saturday at 4 against Penn State. And a reminder, as we had in the first hour, got a big-time matchup with men's tennis. 2 undefeated teams here in Lincoln coming up at 12 on Saturday. They're also in action on Sunday on Super Bowl Sunday. So that's Nebraska and Ole Miss noon, and that's free admission. And then we will have both basketball games for you right here on the Huskers Radio Network, starting with the men's game. They're at Rutgers, another early start. So 11 a.m. tip, 10 a.m. for you for the pregame show with Kent Kobelt and Jeff Smith. And then women's basketball taking on Maryland. It's their Play for K game, so a really special one. 1 o'clock tip will be on the air for you at 12:30. So it's a busy weekend.
That's right. And who's your Super Bowl pick, by the way? Real quick.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks, too. So that's the kiss of death. It looks like it's probably going to be the Patriots again. It'll be their 7th Super Bowl. It'll be the most in NFL history.
Well, we'll see. We'll talk about it Monday.
Let's do it.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Have a great weekend.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same: a wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, It's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
From the chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Think a bunch of IT gurus would have anything in common with a dominant college volleyball team? Hey Lincoln, I'm Ed Knott, president of Applied Connective, serving Nebraska businesses for nearly 20 years. We're proud to have a few things in common with our beloved Huskers, namely that we're also a group of hardworking and highly skilled individuals that make up one dynamic team. From our IT and cybersecurity all-stars to our phone, physical security, infrastructure, and audio-video pros, we're one team that can expertly manage all your technologies. Discover why it's a game changer to partner with us at appliedconnective.com. And as always, go Big Red.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating